The other day, I had something happen that immediately my heart started beating so fast. I started to feel myself shaking, and I stopped. So one thing that's really interesting when we get triggered is that we have this crazy immediate response. And for a moment, we have no control over these responses. Our heart starts racing. We might start sweating. For me, this is a little bit weird, a little bit crazy, but my nose starts running. Maybe too much information, but sometimes something can happen. Someone can say something, or we get some sort of news and it throws us into a tailspin. And this happened to me last week. Something happened, and for a moment I just stopped, and I kind of sat back and I watched how my body was reacting. And it was so interesting because I could feel my heart beating. All of a sudden my hands were shaking, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so crazy. Just by learning some information, my body had this crazy response. And for a moment, it was a little out of control. I even had to like catch my breath. But I've learned that in situations like this, it's best to stop and just notice what's going on. Notice what's going on in your body, and then really get control of your breathing. A lot of times, breathing is the first thing to go when we are in kind of a fight or flight reaction. And your breath is really that thing that is gonna pull you back into reality and into processing how you need to respond correctly. So a lot of things are going on these days, and it's easy to get triggered. I think that everyone is kind of feeling a little bit on red alert. I don't think it's even just a United States thing. I think it's going on all over the world. It happened a lot during COVID. It's happening again. So I think it's kind of a cyclical thing. It's kind of like a pressure cooker. And all of a sudden, just the tension in humanity just starts to kind of boil. And we're at that point right now. It's so easy for people to snap. Our emotions are just at such a high level. Some people just don't know how to handle this. And I actually, full disclosure, I've had a few little minor meltdowns. I really try to gather myself quickly and not be in that state, but it happens to all of us. So first off, it's good to just know if you're feeling a lot going on right now, you're feeling the tension and the craziness, it's okay. It's understandable because we've got a lot going on. But I want you to realize you have more control over your response. And I want you to learn this. I want you to really get a handle on this. So first thing, I want you to start noticing when you are being triggered by people, by events, by things happening in your surroundings, by things in the news. If things in the news are making you angry or frustrated, I want you to notice that response in your body. First, see what's happening in your body. Is your throat starting to close up? Are you feeling nervous? Are you starting to sweat? First, notice that and just notice. Just say, oh wow, look, that's crazy. I just thought about this and it's making me have this response. The next thing is definitely want to get a hold of your breathing. Breathing through your nose and out through your mouth is just a good way to start to calm yourself down. You can also do square breathing. Breathe in for a count of 4, hold your breath for a count of 4, and breathe out. Or they're all different types of breathing that you can do, so you may want to research that. Maybe that will be another video that we'll do just on breathing alone. But most importantly, it's good to just get a handle on your breath, and that will help to start to calm you down. The next thing is to tell yourself you have control over your emotions. You do have this control. And a lot of times when we're just in freak out mode, it's almost like we step out of our body. It's weird because you can have like an outer body experience where your body is still freaking out, your mind is still freaking out, and it can almost feel like you're looking in and watching, and there's almost this little voice that's saying, get a handle on yourself, get a handle on yourself. You have the ability to calm yourself down. So if something, now if it's a horrible incident that's just happened, it's completely understandable that you would react strongly, have a huge response, be very upset. That's understandable. I'm not telling you not to feel these emotions at all. But for something like what happened to me last week, where I got just a little bit of news for a moment, it kind of like, it definitely triggered me. And then I caught my breath. I started to calm myself down. And then I told myself, I have control over my emotions. The next thing is you want to get control over this, because a lot of times in these situations, your mind just starts going like this. And that's not a very powerful state to be in, with your mind racing in a million different directions. You're thinking of different scenarios, what could happen, what's going on, why is this happening? So the next thing is, after getting control of your breathing, I want you to get control of calming down your mind and just realizing, if I'm calm, I'm going to be able to think through this more carefully, more rationally, and that's what we want. Erratic, flying off the handle, crazy reactions don't usually get us very far. Sometimes, like if we get angry with a salesperson in a store, and all of a sudden we fly off the handle and lash out to them, we may get what we want out of the situation, but really, in the end, it probably made you look bad. And that's not what we want. We want to be able to, battle is not the word. We want to be able to stand up to situations with courage, with calmness, and with a little bit of serenity. And you guys, you really can do this. I want you to kind of practice this. Start noticing. A good place to notice is like when you're watching a movie and you start to have a response in a movie. This is actually a perfect place. I can hardly watch a movie if I'm having a visceral response in my body. If there is any violence or craziness or crime going on. I can't handle it. So, but a movie is a good place to practice this, because if you start to have a response, it's very easy in a movie to stop yourself and say, hold on, this is just a movie. I need to calm myself down, and kind of practice what that feels like to get into your breath, calm your mind, might even kind of feel it in your stomach a little bit, getting all of that to calm down. That's a good place to practice, and then hopefully be able to use that in real life experiences when you're watching a movie. I know that you're all in on the movie, but sometimes you can have that little voice in the back of your head that's saying, remember, this is just a movie. Calm it down. You don't have to get so wound up. Okay, so I hope this gives you guys a little bit of support today. I'm Kelly Anderson, the Feelin Good Mama. Thank you so much for watching. I would so appreciate it if you would like and subscribe to my channel, and please comment down below what you think of this video, how I can improve things. I'm always open to positive or negative thoughts, criticisms, input, advice. I'm new at this YouTube game, and I want to be really good at it so that I can support you guys the best I can. So please, I'm certainly open down in the comments to your thoughts. Also, please check out our website at thefeelinggoodmama.com. Down in the description, I'm going to have the Feeling Good assessment. It's a great way to assess where you stand in the feeling good scale. So, and in all areas of your life. So you'll want to check that out. It might be kind of insightful to see where you need to work on in certain areas of your life to be feeling better. Hope you guys have a great day, and we'll see you on the flip side.